Hey, everybody. Thank y'all all so much for coming out to Stir the Pot with Lucy Lou. We appreciate you guys being here tonight. And we have a great show for y'all tonight. Lucy has some great topics. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out last week's episode. It is posted on YouTube at Meta Talent Source or VRU.life. So without further ado, let's get this thing going, y'all. I hope you guys are ready because I know I am. Lucy Lou.
Welcome everyone to the show. I am so happy to be here tonight. Welcome everybody. Oh my goodness. Last week was amazing, wasn't it? Our show was way better than I ever expected it to be, and I am just so grateful that everybody showed up and showed out basically, and we just had a really good time, really good conversations, and it was very controversial because we like to stir the pot over here. So this week we wanted to have a different subject, and I want everybody to participate. I like to engage with my audience, and all you guys out there in YouTube land, please comment down below and give me your thoughts on our subject matter. So tonight, our first subject, we're still talking about dating, y'all. So we want to talk about sex on the first date. Some people think it's cool to do so, some people think we shouldn't do that. I like to get everybody's thoughts. What are your thoughts on sex on the first date? Comment below. Go ahead, Jamie.
For me, I don't know. Okay. Well, no, I do know. I do know. Okay, so I would say sex on the first date. If you've known the person or been talking to the person for a long period of time, like for me, I have done that because I knew the person for a long time and we kind of connected way before the first date. So I've done it before. Now, if it's just the first date and I don't really know the person, there's no connection, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So it's all depending to me on the circumstances and situation. So yeah, like if you have a previous connection, you already been real close with the person and y'all go on the very first date, it can happen. Like for me, it would. Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Great, I really like your answer. So, does sex on the first date kill your chances at a relationship? For me, no. It is important to talk about what you are looking for ahead of time, right? I mean, if you want to go on a date with somebody, you should be able to have that conversation about what the expectations are. And having sex on the first date kind of sets the precedent for some people for the hookup culture. And if that's all you're looking for, that's good on you. We're all adults. We're all consenting adults, and we should be able to express the kind of relationships that we are looking for. But if that's not something that you're into, be sure to talk to your partner about what the expectations are in for dating, and set that boundary in the very beginning, so you could know, so that person can know exactly what you're looking for, so they don't cross the line, right?
So wait, hold up. So you're saying so what repeat the question. So what? I'm
My
trying to get an answer.
question my question is, does sex on the first date kill your chances at a relationship?
And my answer to that is yes. Yes it does.
How
Okay?
so?
If I find out that you had
Yeah. Wait, how is that?
oh,
I'm sorry. Go
my
ahead. Go
fault.
ahead. Go
My
ahead.
fault. My fault. All right. You know what I got twisted up? I was thinking if I date someone that had sex before me, like the night before we get together type of thing. All right, but if
Oh,
if I
no, no,
find
no.
out
No.
No, we're
She
not talking
means
about
like if
that.
you take, like, say for instance, you took me on the first date.
right,
Do
and
you
then the
think we
body
should?
count.
Yeah. No, not what I did previously. Between like us two, if we went on the first date,
Oh, if we had sex
He
the
like
takes
first
what
you
would
time,
you?
out,
there.
you take
Yeah.
her
Listen,
out on the
y'all.
first date, and then at the end of the night, you decide to
And
have
then
sex with
would
each
that
other.
affect like the relationship with
Yeah.
me
Would
and
you
her?
not want to be with
Like
that girl anymore
after
now
I'm
because
done,
she
I'm
lit you?
done. Okay.
Oh
Listen.
my god.
Anyways, problematic. But I honestly do feel like some dudes look at you different when you do sleep with them on the first date, even though it is, for me, 90% of the time that's what they're looking for. A lot of dudes expect you to sleep with them because they spent $40 on a meal for you. And Tell me if I'm lying. A lot of these dudes, when you talk about dating and what the expectations are, a lot of them expect some love. They're like, well, I spend the money on the date and gas, and
Yeah,
I
you
picked you
right.
up, and I did this and I did that. Why can't I get a little bit of booty at night? And it's just like, yo, the whole point of dating is to invest in that relationship, to vet each other, to see where y'all want to move on from there. If you just want to get your dick wet, you should just pay for it and call yourself a John, right?
Oop.
Right? Am I wrong?
I
No.
mean, I mean, halfway, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if we pay for a date, I mean, forget the whole paying. Like, listen, if we go on a date, and then especially if I'm the one that's like paying for everything and picking you up and all that, and listen, I treat you so nice, like I'm a real gentleman. You know what I'm saying? And I'm nice and sweet and nice and cuddly and friendly and innocent and you know what I'm saying with clean intentions. And if I take you on a date, if I take you on a date, and then you know and then I take you home and you don't invite me upstairs or whatever your room is at, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I'm gonna feel some type of way, especially
So
like if because I really, especially if I really like the girl, you know what I'm saying? If I'm
yeah,
really feeling you, you know what I'm saying?
right. I understand that. Okay,
You
but
know,
does that
but
mean that
but
that
I
you
ain't done
went
yet. I ain't
into
done
it?
yet. Hold on, hold on,
Wait,
hold on,
but
hold on.
wait.
Wait. I was gonna say
But
right.
doesn't mean you.
Wait. Listen,
Hold
listen,
on,
listen.
guys. Settle
So
down.
when listen, my fault, y'all. My control is messing up, y'all. That's why I'm looking crazy.
Right.
But listen, it's especially your energy too. Like it's a boundary. Like there's a balance with this. You know what I'm saying? If we have sex the first night after that, then I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. But if we don't, and it's because maybe you have some trauma, or you just you know what I'm saying? You gotta fill it out a little bit. Where it's like, all right, you know what? And then you still enjoy the date. You want to see, that you want to continue with the date. Then all right, I got no issues with you. All right. But we gotta do it on the next date
All
though.
right.
All right,
So
don't keep me
Say what
waiting
we
too
gotta
long
do on
now.
the next
Like,
date.
come on. All right, how long you gonna keep me? You gonna keep holding on? Hmm.
I mean, some can. So
Precedent
it depends
even
on that.
where does that precedent even come from for a person to think they're absolutely entitled to your being just because they spent some money? Like how does correlate in
Yeah, I was gonna
exchange
ask about that. I
in
was like, so,
exchange for a night out? I have to then comply with giving you parts of me.
or is that
how
that's
does that
expected?
how does
Yeah.
that make sense? Like, okay, so basically you're telling me your little dollars are more valuable than my body, right? Is that what I'm
Mm.
hearing?
Well,
So
Joe's gonna have to answer that because he said it.
so we could go ahead and transition to the
No,
conversation
we
about
can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
we could then add transition to the conversation when it's about choosing better, right? If a woman is like saying, hey, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that because of my values, and it's not respected. Oh, you're a prude. Oh, you're a gold digger. You're wasting my money. Da da da. But if she does put out, and then you then ghost her and treat her like shit, they're like, oh, well, you should have just chose better, right?
Yeah, because that's your sign right there. You should have known better. Like that's you should have just leave him.
Okay, so that's when I was talking about last week with Rello, when he was just like, oh, you're not gonna give a dude a second chance, and I was just like, no. And then he was just like, later in the conversation, there was just like, well, it's your fault that this and that happened. It was like, okay, well, if she chooses better,
Mm-hmm.
it's her fault. If she doesn't choose better, it's her fault. So you can't even win. So my understanding is it doesn't matter what we do, you're gonna lose at the end of the day, right? So what does it mean to a dude when they say choose better?
All right. So I'm gonna speak for myself on this because I understand where you're coming from with it. At the end of the day, just choose the best.
Some girls, they really, really want to get to know you before they do that. If you have no previous connection or nothing with the person and you kind of like they don't know you that well, some girls make you wait like way past 2 days. But like what I was saying, it depends on the circumstance. If you already been talking to that girl for some like some years, or over a year, and y'all been had a connection, and y'all finally just meeting, and you know what I'm speaking of. Like that's how we met, or whatever. But we had a connection for years,
Hmm.
and so
But where
that's
did
what I'm
that
saying. So
prejudice?
Just do the best you can on who you choose with, right? Because there's some people that you can obviously tell like you shouldn't be messing with that person. You know what I'm saying? If this person you're trying to holler at always attract drama energy around them, you know what I'm saying? Like there's always some kind of stuff happening, and there's always fights around the person. You know what I'm saying? And you know that they have a bad temper, and they always be yelling, talking so loud and yelling at people and stuff like that. Then you should know, like if you looking to marry that person, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say for this example, you want to marry that person. I mean, you wouldn't want to marry that type of person, or unless you're going to be, stuck with someone that's problematic, a headache, a chaos. You know what I'm saying? So you should have chose better. You know what I'm saying? But I do get the other side of it, where it's like, the person act, the perfect comes out as perfect, or as decent, that is that you would like to marry. You know what I'm saying? But then later in
Hmm.
the future, you find out like this person is acting up. This person changed. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so yeah, so that would be the responsibility of the person who portrayed themselves to be something that they're not. They would tell you to make the better choice, but they have no desire or any intentions to make themselves a better candidate. But then they'll turn around and tell you gotta make the better choice. But where is the accountability on the person's behavior? Because it's not just about a man. Women do the same thing too. They'll
Hmm.
pretend to be pretend to be a certain way.
Right.
Like for example, a woman would tell you, "Oh, I'm a home cook. I cook and I clean and I take care of my man and I this and I that and blah blah blah." And then when you get into a relationship where she turned out to be a pillow princess. She doesn't want to do
Right.
anything. She doesn't want to be involved in a
Right.
relationship. She just basically wanted you to cater to everything, of her needs. She pretended to be somebody, and then when you accepted that version of her that she portrayed to you, then she flips the script and it shows you a different version of herself.
Hmm.
So then you can't turn around and say that the dude chose the wrong woman because the woman portrayed herself to be the wrong kind of girl.
Right.
It's the
But
same thing
still,
for a dude. You
and
can't
that
be
dude better leave.
breadcrumbing and portraying
Hmm.
yourself to be this stand-up guy and then showing her all the things. You spend months and months and months dating her
Right.
and showing her the best kind of life, spending money on
And
her.
you've been planning
And then
everything, your
when
future
she's
with
like,
her and
okay,
everything.
she tear down those walls and like, all right, you could be my man now, and invite you into her life, and all of a sudden you
Hmm.
flip the script and you start becoming a different person. You
Yeah.
can't
Right.
be mad at her. You
Hmm.
can't tell her, oh, she didn't pick better, when you're the one who portrayed yourself to be something else.
Right. You're right.
Right.
That's that
So
person that it's that girl fault for being fake.
right. Welcome
You
guys,
know.
welcome guys.
But
Please like
still,
and
the
save
dude
the
that
world.
the dude that's still that's dating her should make the decision like listen,
Now that
this is
we
not
have
working out
a little
anymore.
bit of a
I'm out.
larger audience, I'd like to pick the brains of the other people. Our first subject matter was sex on the first date. Does that kill your chances of a relationship? If you want to answer that question, you could go ahead and step into the amplifier circle and voice your opinion.
But yes, but sex on the first day, I don't have an issue with it to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. I mean, shit. I mean, it does
Hey,
show like
Ebony.
What's
if I
up?
didn't know if I don't know any history of you, and we just met just now, and then we fucking and we having sex right now. I mean, in the back of my head, I'd be like, you dirty slut. But I'll still, I'm still fucking her though. I'm still fucking slut.
Hold that thought, Jules, because I want to ask you about that mind frame, that thought. Hold on, I want to get Ebony's thought point of view.
All right.
I don't do sex on the first night
Mm-hmm.
because I got 90-day rule. Seriously,
Oh,
I
like the
don't do it.
Steve Harvey 90-day rule.
Yeah, yeah,
Think like a man type of thing.
yeah. I take my whole thing is if you want this, you gonna have to work for it, and you're gonna have to show me that it's deserving. Because if you
Mm.
don't, then
You
I'm
say it
just
like
gonna give
that.
it to you for free. That's That's not gonna happen. And when I say free, I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about
Right. I know what you
investment.
mean. Yeah.
You're gonna have to let me know that if I do this, it's gonna be. I'm giving up something that's precious and something that is, I know for a point. You know why I but
Right.
but
So,
I'm not
question
gonna.
for you, Ebony. I have two questions for you. The first
Hmm.
question: do you tell them about the 90-day rule?
Yeah,
Your
I do.
potential partner.
I do.
Okay. My second question is: what makes you think that the dude's not going to wait 90 days and put on the best presentation of himself for the 90 days to get the cookie, and then once you give him the cookie, he won't dip?
Because within those 90 days, I'm gonna show him the type of woman that I am, while he's showing me the type of man that he is. And if he won't make it to that 90 days if he doesn't.
What makes you think that he is not sleeping with other people during those 90 days of waiting you to tear down those walls and let him in?
Because I require time. I require time. And if my thing is, when your time is my time is our time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hmm.
And I just require you to have that. If I don't get time, then I'm gonna drop the deal. I'm gonna get to the point where I don't want to be involved.
That's a great point. Back to Jules, when you were saying, "Oh, if the girl let me hit on the first date, then I think, oh, she's a dirty slut." Why do you have those thoughts?
All right. So it's just the way how things went about that night. You know what I'm saying? Cause listen, there's some slutty women that like to, they don't give a damn. They love to be sluts. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So they'll fuck in the first minute if they had the
Right.
chance. So
So,
of course, in the back of my head, I'm like, you
do
nasty
you
whore.
think she's a dirty slut because you are a dirty bastard and you've officially ruined this woman by sleeping with her?
Wait, how do you
Or
flip this on me? Wait, hold up. Wait, Lucy, what?
what makes her a dirty slut? You would have to be the one who be a dirty bastard to make her a dirty slut, right?
Yeah, but I'm not blaming me. I mean, because I already know I'm a dirty slut if I fuck with a dirty slut. But I'm just
But did
saying
you
that
okay?
doesn't
Did you
excuse
present
her.
yourself as a dirty bastard when you first started?
Yeah, I don't
So
mind
you
it.
told her up front, "I'm a dirty
She don't need to.
bastard,
I don't need
and
to
I
say
just
anything.
want to
She knows it.
smash."
She can feel it. You know
Okay,
what you doing when you mess with me the first second, the first minute we're doing it. We're about to do
great.
it.
No,
So I
I'm
mean,
talking
what,
about
what
during
what
the
makes you
dating.
think
I'm
I'm
talking
a?
about during the dating process.
All right. So how long is this dating process we been in? Like a day?
When you say okay, we're still talking about the first date, right? And we're
All right,
talking
first
about
date.
sleeping with your date on the first night, right?
Right,
So
right.
how
But
do you
how
get to
long?
the
But how
point?
long? How long have I known this date for in this example?
This is your first date. It doesn't matter how long y'all have been talking, but this is your first official date.
It does the point. That's important for me though, because if it's
Yeah,
someone
because
that
if
I
you
know
already
for a while,
known for a
then that's
long time and had a
different. Like if I
connection, I
know
feel
this,
like
if
that's
I've been talking
different.
to this girl for like more than a year plus,
Hmm.
and we're finally dating on the first night, yeah, we're fucking. What the hell? We're not going on a date for
Actually, if
friendly
you
But
if
she
shit.
wouldn't be
okay,
considered a slut,
If
though,
that was the
right?
case, then
so it does it
well,
so it
that's my
matters how
slut right
long
there.
she knew
My
you,
responsible that knows how to take care of responsibilities.
Jules. It matters how long she knew you before you do that.
Yes,
So you're telling me that it matters how long a girl knows you, based uh, on your conversations and whatever. So she knows you for a year, and then y'all mate for the first time to go on your first date, and she lets
right,
you sleep with her,
right, amazing.
and then that's okay, right? It
That's
doesn't make
cool.
her a
That's
dirty slut
amazing.
anymore.
Oh hell no, she doesn't make her a dirty slut.
Okay, so
Unless
time
you've been fucking
matters,
motherfuckers while we were talking the whole
which
time, like you know what I'm saying before.
I'm pretty sure you were, because dudes
Maybe
don't put
I
their life
were,
on
but she's
pause for
claiming that she
nobody.
wasn't. So that's a
Dudes,
different story right there.
dudes don't put their life on pause for nobody, no matter if
No,
they're
all right,
vetting,
no, hold
if
up.
they're
Not listen, listen,
dating.
listen, listen, listen. I used to be one of them niggas. I used to be
Right.
one of them dudes that that I will hold it. I will save myself for certain people, but
Aww.
that shit's overdone with. Like, I mean, to a certain
Aww.
extent, like you know what I'm saying. But it's not. I'm not like. I listen. I know, but I know there's still guys out there, somewhere. So don't say all guys, because there's some good guys that's willing to save themselves, but they've been mistaken. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Question to
know.
the ladies. Question to the ladies. What is your idea of when somebody tells you, "Oh, you have to learn to choose better"? What comes to your mind when you hear that?
Just like
I
if
take
you.
I
Oh,
take
go ahead.
heed
She
to it
said,
because
lady.
it's like this. Because every dude that I've been with, be it in real life or meta, every dude I've been with, I have
Mhm.
learned the lesson from them, and I do need to choose better because apparently, if I didn't choose right, it would have been we would have been okay. It was something that I did not see that I had my blinders on. So
Mhm.
I take that advice to the head. I do, cause
Mhm.
yeah, learning lessons like that, you learn it's people gotta fall, and when you're in relationships, you gotta fall. And when you fall, you learn, okay, maybe I ain't need to step over that big ass tree trunk like that. Maybe I should have walked around that bit. You get what I'm saying?
So what I'm hearing from you is it's not about picking better, it's about making better decisions later after you've learned those lessons. Because
Yeah.
ultimately, if you're first starting to date, when you're first meeting somebody, their representation is the best. They show you the person they want you to see on for a while. They'll show you that person. It's as
Mhm.
time goes on and they start, getting to know each other and start being more comfortable,
Showing
eventually
their real
those
colors.
the real colors will eventually come out. But you can't automatically blame the person for being, somebody playing in their face because somebody played in their face. It's not necessarily their fault. So if they learned next time, here's what I noticed from the last relationship. Because, uh, foresight is 2020. So you think about what happened back then and you're just like, okay, this is what happened, that's what happened, this is the red flag, that's the red flag. So the next time something like that would present yourself, you're like, I recognize that, so I'm
Mhm.
going to go this way. and
Mhm.
and that is what I think you're saying. Am I correct?
That's what I'm saying, because that's what I get when somebody tell you choose better. You can't choose unless you know what you're looking for.
Mhm.
Exactly. So can I hear from the dudes what their idea of choose better is?
All right. Um. Listen, listen. How y'all just say. I agree with with Ebony and what you just saying. Like, you know what I'm saying. It's one thing if like it's the point is once you notice the stuff that your partner is doing or whoever you're dating, uh, let's call it red flags. If once you notice these red flags and just prolong it for like longer than it needs to be, really like that's like my fault for like choosing this person I'm still dating with, unless especially if you tell that person that you're dating like, yo, there's a certain things I don't that you do I don't like, can you cut it out or else this relationship ain't gonna I ain't gonna date you no more. We can stop dating right now. But if that person you're dating still doing them things consistently, yo, you gotta let it go, man. I don't know, man. I
Welcome,
don't know.
guys. Welcome in.
I
Welcome.
don't know. You
Save,
get like
like, and
like
save the world when you come in. Thank you so much for coming. So we are talking about relationships once again. Okay, so we were talking about choosing better partners. And in my thoughts and my opinions about choosing better partners, it's really, for me, it's really disrespectful to tell a person who's had a really bad experience that it's their fault that this happened, you should have chose better, especially when you came into the relationship or to the situation genuinely, and you put your heart on the sleeves and you are being your authentic self. It is not your fault that that person was playing in your face the whole time to get something out of you. Do you learn your lesson? Absolutely. Do you make those mistakes again? No. If you do it again, then it's absolutely your fault. But on the first time that it happens to you, you can't blame it can't be your fault. It has to be, the accountability has to be on that person and for their behavior towards you. So then when we veer off to the conversation about body counts, and that is such a taboo conversation, so taboo, right? And when you talk to the boys, oh, the amount of women I slept with makes me the man, but a woman, her value has diminished absolutely because of this. So my question is, why is this a thing? What makes you think that a woman's value has been diminished because of this, and what makes a man a better man, quote unquote, because he has a higher body count? Writer's pen.
Oh, you good? Oh, most definitely. Oh, I thought somebody was here already. Peace, peace, peace. How's everybody doing? Peace. A little under the weather. Glad to see you all. So I'm a little excited. Stir the pot. But yes, when it comes to it, honestly, body counts should not matter.
Exactly.
It should not matter. Like for me, I mean, look. I was a legendary hoe back in my old days.
Legendary,
But
we say.
Jersey in the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, not a bragging point, but the thing is, if you can't be good at it. But the thing is, you know what? For me personally, I'm not going to judge my woman because I don't care what somebody was doing to you before.
Right.
Amen. He's
I mean,
saying what I
that's
was
the
gonna
thing.
say.
Like, that's insecurity. That's
Mm-hmm.
insecurity. To each his own, but at the same time, it's like, so you expect to have a life, but you don't expect your other half to have a life either? That's
Right.
crazy. That's crazy. Look, to each his own, that's fine. But you know what? The question you have to ask yourself is, what is the worry about what you've never known?
Great point.
Like, if you don't know these dudes, unless
Right.
you was passing
Mm,
around to your
I was about to
homeboys
say
and you were
maybe.
the last one to get to it,
Ooh,
and now
that's
you now
horrible.
now that might be a
You can
situation you might want to
you
think
can
about.
sloppy seconds.
Oh
Sloppy thirds,
man.
fourths, or fifths. But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, whatever your woman was doing, you know what? Look, if she's with you, that's a relationship you're building there. So what she's done in the past, why are you holding that against her?
Amazing point. Thank you so much, Radisman. Amazing point. Miss Malik, to you, what's your opinion?
Hi, LucyLou.
Hey, Miss Malik.
Um, I used to always tell my nieces growing up, no one can call you a hoe if they don't know who you're hoeing around with. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. How many bodies you got under your belt should always be your business. Nobody should know how many bodies you have under your belt. It's none of nobody's business except for you and those people that you were with. But one thing that people have to understand, if you choose to be with somebody who everybody knows has a good idea that their body count is really high, then you got
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that your confidence is up high enough that you can defend that person. It can cause problems. It depends on who it is. Because
Confidentiality.
no man or woman wants anybody coming to them and telling them what their person had been doing before they met them.
That's embarrassing and messy as hell for
It
people who
is
like to do
messy
that,
as hell.
to go
Yes.
around and saying,
Yes.
"Oh, I fucked your man. I fucked your man." That is messy
Right.
as hell. And
Right.
you want a brownie points in order for to do that. So yeah. Yes, Ebony.
I ain't gonna lie. Every time I talk to somebody, my body count will for always be between the range of 2 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never. I'm never gonna tell the real number because guess what? That real number, yeah, yeah, boy.
So, I want to understand why what a woman has done in her past, especially if a woman is in her 30s and her 40s, why is her past so important to a dude? Like, wouldn't you want your woman to be experienced? Because honestly, I find it weird for like a dude to be like, oh my God, you slept with other men? I'm a woman.
Yeah, but not that.
But where you think she gonna learn that reverse cowgirl from? From sitting doing it on
Porno.
a pillow,
You can read
doing it
books.
on a
You can
pillow.
read books.
A book
Okay,
ain't
just
gonna teach
Google.
you how to reverse
Just
cowboy.
Google. Okay.
I mean cowgirl. It ain't gonna teach you that.
So
Uh,
you
uh,
want a
uh, uh,
woman to be fully experienced in her mind, but not physically. Is that what you're saying? Because there's no way for you to learn how to do the nasty things that niggas like if you can't do the things that niggas like, right? So how am I supposed to have the experience without having experience? It's just like telling somebody, for me to get this job, I need to have 30-year experience to get this job, and I'm only 20 years old. How does that work?
Really? Really?
Let me give a rundown from a young but old perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at it like this. Put it like this. For me, it shouldn't matter what she's done in the past. And you know why? Because the thing is, it's a new experience for y'all together.
Right.
So if you're building with that person, with his mind, body, soul, and it's from as far as even from a physical standpoint, sexual, like you guys are experiencing together. The key thing is when it comes to sexual pleasure, the thing is, what somebody liked prior to you might not like that. But if you're building communication and you're understanding your mate and that bond is there, you're gonna actually speak about what you like and they're gonna follow your interests. And as
Mm-hmm.
far as what turns you on, everybody's not the same person.
Right.
Now, if you have a small mind, then you can say, oh, well, yeah, anybody can do this or that. But you know what? The intricacies of getting to know your mate, knowing your partner.
Mhm.
That's the thing. Your job is, as a man, if I'm in a sexual situation with a female, my job is to please. I'm gonna be a
Right.
pleaser first. That means I'm paying attention to her. I'm gonna cater to her feelings. I'm gonna cater to her mind, soul, and all of that goes into it. So that creates a great experience because I'm here to please. I'm not
I
here to
find it.
judge.
I
And I feel
find
like
that it
one
shows.
last point, one point, it shows
Mhm.
insecurity if
Yeah,
you're
that was my
worried about
point.
the accolades of some other man.
Right.
Because what I'm doing right here, how can you be here with a woman, beautiful creature, a blessing, and she's opening her legs to you, and you worried about somebody else that did this? You need
Right.
to get your mind right. Pin.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Thank you so much, Writer's Pen. That was exactly what I was gonna say. Only an insecure man cares about a woman's body count, especially because it's almost like you think of the body count as your ability to make her your property. The more Carfax that she has, uh uh the more owners that she had, it diminishes her value. So in my mind, when you have that point of that mind frame that's saying that a woman's value is diminished by the amount of partners she had, you are telling us that men lower women's value. So we should stay away from you because you're the reason why my value is being diminished, right? Am I right or am I wrong?
I'm gonna say you're right. I see it.
Depends on the situation people have been through. If people have been through that. And a lot of dudes don't understand. They think they're pleasing their woman, but they're not because half of them don't even ask them what they like.
I've heard I've heard a lot of these podcast bros when they had these conversations about women and their body count, it always comes from a realm of wanting quote unquote purity. They're looking for a woman with no experience whatsoever. They're looking for a woman who's never been touched, almost like a sacred rose. And the only women I could think of who's never been touched are little girls. So for me, you're telling me that you are attracted to little girls and you want to be able to have access to little girls. And you, because you want to have access to little girls, you don't want women who are experienced because they can see right through your BS and they won't allow you into their world because women with no experience are naive and they are more likely to engage with you when they don't know. And that's why you be hearing these conversations about dudes saying, "Oh, I didn't know she was 16. I didn't know she looked grown and she knew exactly what she was talking about." You cannot tell me that a girl that is 16 years old, she is a child. You can't tell me she knows exactly what she's doing, especially when your cerebral cortex doesn't fully develop until you're 25, 26 years old. So you can't tell me a 15, 16-year-old girl know exactly what you're doing. Just say what it is that you like little girls so we could put you on a list, right?
Oh, hold up, Lucy.
Yeah,
What the F?
that
All
went
right, all
real
right. Listen,
fast.
I feel where you're coming from, but I'm not like that. Like, let's get that straight.
Right. But that's to me,
I'm not
that's what
searching
I
for little
hear.
girls. I'm looking for women who had less body count as possible. Okay, so
So how are you
Yeah, what
supposed?
he's
Okay,
saying, there are women who save themselves into older to the when they're older and don't have a high body count. So that's what he's
yeah, and
regarding
those
to.
women are rare. And you think a woman is
Rare, yeah.
that is very rare.
Hmm.
I know a girl who is in her 40s actually. She is 40 years old and she's a virgin
I
because
know some too, yeah.
she's a pastor's daughter and she's been waiting for the one to marry and she has not been able to find that one. And she's in her 40s. So if every woman had that mind frame to preserve herself until marriage and she never let a dude ever touch her, how many of us would be married to this day? How many of us will be married?
I
There
mean, if you
wouldn't.
put the stipulation that they're not getting it till you get married, if all women did that, then all women would be married.
Right,
But
right,
nobody's going to do that. But,
right,
if it was like that, then
right.
yeah.
Because back in the day, it was mandatory. If you touch a man's daughter, you automatically marry
Yeah,
her.
right.
And people would get together and get married just so they could have sex. So, in order for us to make sure that okay, we are human beings. We have experiences in life, and a lot of us girls, when you're growing up and you start first dating, we think the person that we're first dating is going to be the love of our life forever. We think that that dude that we're dating is going to marry us and we're going to have babies and we're going to have a white picket fence and we're going to have the lovely life, and it doesn't work out that way. So as you get older, you get more wiser, have more experiences, and yeah, you may date other men. And yeah, I am a sexual being and I like to explore that. But you, as my new partner, will also benefit from that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like that conversation needs to be done, and we need to stop talking about it, and we need to start respecting our partners, especially when we are in our 30s, 40 years old. That stuff is childish. We need to leave those childish things behind. And you just project your insecurity onto me because you're afraid that another dude made me come better than you. That's, to me, that's what how I feel. You're scared that another man made me feel good, and you're insecure that you can't do the same.
Yeah, men don't really like to vision another man doing that to that woman. Yeah, definitely for sure.
Right.
That's
So the
definitely.
floor is open, and
I don't
to
think any
those who
man
are
wants to
watching,
picture that.
on YouTube, I welcome your opinions on the conversation. The floor is open to those who want to continue on this conversation. Hey, what's up? What's up? So, like, sex on the first date, choosing better people, body counts. These are all the conversations that we be hearing all the time. And I feel like as adults, we need to squash these conversations, because if you're a consenting adult, you should be able to do what you want to do with who you're doing at the moment. And what you did in your past doesn't currently matter, as long as we're not, as long as we're talking about our status when it comes to STDs and stuff. If we're talking about things we did like murdering people, other stuff, other that, it shouldn't even matter. We are human beings, we're consenting adults, and we love who we love when we want to love it, and it shouldn't be anybody's business, right? So stop stirring the pot and putting bad spices into it, because you're ruining your chances in these relationships.
So Lucy, I got a quick question for you. So would you date a man that has a high body count,
I
or
on
you be cool with it? Let's just say
I
he had 100.
honestly, it does not matter to me. I don't care,
Amazing.
because I'm not thinking about other people in your past. I'm not thinking about what you did before me. As long as you're not a murderer and you're not riddled with diseases, why do I care?
I
What
murdered
really
the sheets.
matters what really matters if you are a good person and you treat the people in your life well and you
Hmm.
plan on treating me well. That's what truly matters. Thank you so much for coming, guys. So, this was my subject matter. I wish that, I mean, you guys are great. Had more opinions. I wish we had more talk to talk about, because last week was super messy and that was great. But this one was just about conversation. And I just truly feel like we as people, and a lot of us here are black, we as a community, we need to stop having these conversations and just start treating each other much better. We are human beings and we deserve to be treated as such. Love who you love and stop judging your partner. Like, if you're gonna be in a relationship, stop judging each other, because it just feels like you're in competition with me if you're asking me these ridiculous questions. And if you don't want to have sex on the first date, make it be known. If you do want to have sex on the first date, make it be known. To don't be trying to surprise anybody. Body counts ultimately don't matter. Choosing better, it determines on your experience. You choose better based on your next choices. Your next choice after this person will be better than the next, because you know what to look out for. And let's be honest, I'm just gonna let this be known. It's really hard to really vet somebody when they're not being their authentic self. You're only going based by what you see. Like, you know how people say, I only let you know what I want you to know. It's really hard to vet. The only thing you could watch for is listen to what they say. Listen to what they say and watch what they do. And that's the best thing you could do, and you could move on from there. Right?
Yep, actions are louder than what you say. So pay attention to.
Thank you, guys, so much for coming in. If you want to continue to have the conversation, it's great. It will be on YouTube at vru.life on YouTube if you want to watch this. And I'm so happy for you guys come here, and I hope to see you next week at Stir the Pot with LucyLou. Have a good night, y'all.
Wait, Lucy, get back on the. All right, go back. Come on, go back, go back. All right. So, let's be real now. All right. So, sex on the first date, I have no issue because, I mean, as long that
Hold
I'm
up,
in
I
it.
thought we were done.
Yeah, we are done, but the show continues
Okay.
still. All right.
Okay.
I have no issue with dating with someone that that has sex with me on the first date. I like that shit, right? But
Yeah,
at the
you're a
same
dude.
time, you, listen, I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you know who you got yourself, who you having sex with, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's pretty obvious. Like you know what I'm saying. You can kind of tell like if from someone who can hold it to someone who just give it up to anyone easily. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now as for body counts, I feel to a certain extent, like you know what I'm saying. If you're dating someone that has like 10 body counts and they're like in their 30s and they're really, really, really sexy, you can't be mad at them. You know what I'm saying? It would be great if it just, if you know, she only had one body count, then oh man, or none. That's amazing. But she's super, super sexy. Like, come on. She probably had like, if she's 35,
What
she
you
probably had
on?
like 50 plus.
What you on, dude?
Man. So I'm saying this is a certain
Dude
extent
trying to shoot
now.
a shot.
But let's say she's 35. Let's say she's 35 and she had like 500 on the body count. Obviously, you're fucking with a porn star or something. I don't know. Like, you
Mm.
just know what you get yourself into. Like, I don't know. Like,
Okay, so
obviously,
should a girl be like, okay, man that I'm dating, your body count is way too high, so I shouldn't be fucking with you because you fuck too many women.
I mean, that's her priority.
Mm.
That's her prior. What the? That's her
Prerogative.
My
choice.
Her
prerogative.
It's
prerogative,
her
right?
prerogative.
Right. So that's her choice. Like, if she wants to miss out, she's missing out on a good thing. Just because I've been busy getting it in.
All right,
I was
so
just trying to make sure Lucy wasn't bashing us guys today. You feel?
I never do that. Hold on, sir.
She good for that.
Yeah, Lucy said
Hold
that she
on.
wouldn't date a man that had more than 50 body counts.
Why you
No,
lying on
she
my name?
didn't. She didn't say
Turn it off there.
I literally said it don't matter to me as long as you don't have STDs
Just
and you're not.
quick question for
Mhm.
any man. I ask you this: how many of you have bought a new car fresh off the lot every time? We've all had a used car and we've loved that car to death.
Mm-hmm. They
I'm
give you
gonna
Yup.
tell you.
names and everything.
Yup.
Treat
I'm
them
just
like a
saying.
newborn baby, like the
I'm
love of
just
their
saying.
life.
Like, trust me. Look, what somebody
Hmm.
else did with that car, they could have dogged it.
Right.
But I'm trying
Right
to
now,
tell you, like, look.
you got to pay all the mechanic. My
Well, the
fault. Go
thing
ahead.
is, you know what? Look, if
Right,
if
Jules.
that person is in the process of healing themselves or whatever the case may
Mm-hmm.
be,
Mm-hmm.
they need to love themselves enough not to put themselves back on the market
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
until they're at a point where they feel like they can step out and they're strong enough within themselves.
Right.
Wise words from writer's pen. Absolutely. It makes absolute sense. If you had some trauma you experienced in a past relationship, don't jump right into a new relationship carrying that baggage over to the new one because it's not ultimately not the new partner's fault that you had the bad experience that you had. So take the time, recenter yourself, get some healing done, whatever you got to do, find Jesus if you need to. Don't bring the old baggage into a new relationship. But if you do find yourself in a relationship and you're still carrying on that trauma, you need to be transparent with your partner. Hey, I'm going through some things, and it's really traumatic for me, and I don't know if you have the capabilities to handle this. If this person really cares about you and love you, want to be a part of your life, he'll be understanding. But ultimately, it is your responsibility to heal yourself. It's not his. You can't just take all your baggage and throw it on the man and say he gotta fix it and he gotta make you better. You gotta make you better so you can be a better
Ooh,
woman for him. The same way. A dude just don't just jump into a
exactly.
relationship with another girl because you feel lonely. You're gonna take all that hurt and baggage and dump it onto her and make it her responsibility to fix you. You need to heal yourself and make you better before you dump all that hurt onto the woman.
But what makes me better right now is pussy, and I can't wait any longer. So what am I supposed to do?
I know you're not for
Hey,
real, Jules, but
you know what you gotta do? Drop them $40 on that dresser. What you talking
see,
about?
I told you. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Be a John. Be a John. Pay for it.
Yeah,
Be a
I'm
John.
telling you, go ahead. I ain't never wrong with it, bro. You pay for what you want. You know what I'm
Be a
saying?
John. Because there are women
Yeah.
escorts, there are women who are in that workspace. If I mean, it's a real occupation, pay for it. Don't go
That's
ahead and ruin a
disgusting.
woman's
Now,
life.
and that's what I'm saying too. Now
Exactly.
now the women that I'm paying for, their body counts don't matter. Well, I mean, shit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, no, you know what? No, you know what? It does still matter, all right? Because I'm trying to find the cleanest hoe in the street, okay?
What
That
you
has the
know? That's an
lowest body count.
oxymoron. There's no such thing as a clean
He
hose.
said
That's
he
an
was the cleanest
oxymoron.
hoe in the street. Boy, you is funny as hell.
That is an absolute oxymoron. For real, don't just jump right into another situation with somebody because you're feeling lonely. You can't deal with yourself alone. You can't
But
deal
that's
with the
the issue,
silent
though.
moment.
They don't like to be lonely. Women don't like
If
to be
you
lonely. You don't
cannot
understand how
be
many.
in a room by yourself with your thoughts, then there's
Nah,
something wrong and you need to seek
nah.
help
They need
because
somebody.
there's no reason
They need
why
somebody, yo.
Well,
you
They need some either pussy or some
Exactly.
dick.
if you can't be in a room by yourself, then you know what? You need to look at yourself and you need to find other outlets that nurture yourself.
instead of dumping your
Really think
hurt
about what is
on
it
other
what is
people.
it that you enjoy. Maybe
Right.
you enjoy poetry. Maybe you enjoy drawing. Maybe you enjoy whatever. But the thing is, search out for yourself what makes you happy first.
Rediscovering yourself with a positive
Yeah, you
out.
did
Well,
that.
y'all, I tried to end the show, but they told me to get back on a stage for an encore. So this is the end of the show, y'all. Thank you guys so much for participating at Stir the Pot with Lucy Lou. I enjoy these conversations, and we're going to keep them going every Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You could watch the show on YouTube, and don't forget to like and share and comment and subscribe. And to those who are in the Horizon World, please like and share the world. Thank you. Good night.
Oh.
Welcome to Stir the Pot with Lucy Lou. I'm your host, Lucy Lou. Here at my kitchen table, we tackle controversial, sensitive topics about life, relationships, current events, and much, much more. Come and join me at my kitchen Fridays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we could add the spice and stir the pot. See you there.